Can you hear me now? Anyone? Hello, hello? Okay, Rob, I took you off for a second. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys are good. Hold on. There's a lag. Can you hear me now? Make sure that I have the right one up. Yes, you're back. Okay, I got it. Okay, Rob. Okay, I'm good. They're saying I'm good. So sorry to make you turn around. Okay, bye. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, of all the days, I don't need the stress today. We're good. I hope we are good to go. I think we are. I still don't. I clicked buttons. I added things. We have audio capture. So I think we're good to go. And I feel bad because I think Rob's still probably coming home because he's worried now, of course. Man, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Okay, yeah, wow. Almost there. Okay. All right, let's start over again. Hi, guys. I feel like I need to turn on the air. Now I'm fixing I moved all my stuff around, so give me a second. Although, I will say, empowering to have figured that out somehow. I still don't know how I did that exactly, but that's okay. We're going with it. Okay, hi everybody. Rob has had to save the day for me so many times these last few weeks, and even though he didn't quite fix that issue, I think it just knowing that he was on his way was making me feel better. So, yeah. Okay. Hi, guys. Hello, hello. Mic issues. I know. But we got through it. We figured it out. And that works too. And you gave me $2. Thank you. I appreciate that. Man, okay. Let me get myself, I've thrown everything everywhere. I'm a little discombobulated, so give me a second. Let me organize my space here. And we are getting things rolling. Okay. Today it's a big day for me because we are launching the website today, which I'm so excited about. I love how it is looking and how it's come out. We will tweak it over time, obviously. We're going to add things to it, whatnot, but I'm very excited about it for sure. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into it because I know it is already 11:15. Third time's a charm. So hopefully this third stream will be the one where we worked out all the kinks and all the things. So, okay, first thing is, hi everyone. Hi Gina, hi Resin, hey Molly. I see you guys in here. Penny Finder, I see you here. Okay, let's go ahead and kind of just jump in because I don't want this to go late. My goal normally is to keep these between 45 minutes to an hour. That way when we get to 1:15, it's not so, an hour 15, it's not so bad. But we will go ahead and try. So we are going to go ahead and get started with all the things because I have this week a huge just get life back on track. I definitely have kind of put everything on the back burner this last week. And I definitely am at a point where I've got to get the house clean. I need to get my just all the things kind of put back into place, because this last week, when you go through these chapters in life, that sometimes you are busier than others. Sometimes your main priority is just one thing. And 2 weeks ago, my main priority was figuring out live streams. This last week was all about figuring out how to set up a website from scratch. So all of those things kind of puts everything else on the back burner. I don't like let me see if I can switch to blue. There, that's better. I didn't like that color. It was throwing me off. So anyway, so this week we are getting back into routine, getting back into a schedule. And when I go through this, I know that I'm going to be putting back in workouts every single morning. I have to make time for meal prepping, and I also have to have a cutoff time for work because we really do, I need to get back into my own personal routine that works and makes me feel good. And the last few weeks have just definitely been that hustle season, which is awesome and definitely needed, because the things that we've accomplished, the live streams, the websites, those have been major goals that had now become part of my to-do list, and we get to those big, huge chunks that have just been sitting there are now checked off, which feels awesome. So I'm so happy to have you guys here. Now, we are going to use these planner pages, and this is my weekly planner. This is what we are talking about when we talk about the website, because I actually have the notepad launch is today at 2 p.m. Central. So in just a couple of hours, I will launch and make that website live, and you'll be able to get these notepads if you want one. And if you don't want a notepad, you can always go into my Etsy shop, because in the Etsy shop, you can actually download just a paper version and just, print them out as you need them. So you can do that, and then you can always come back and do this with us. I personally feel like this is the best system. It has worked for me for such a long time and so many years that I truly just absolutely love this. And I'm hoping, and I know that it has helped so many other of my girlfriends who are in all kinds of different, chapters within their lives. Some have their moms with littles, or they're working out of the home, or they're entrepreneurs. So this process, this system works for every kind of schedule. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go in and we are going to plan, and we are going to get everything set up, and then I will come back in. I'm hoping that you'll grab your planner and do this with me. We're going to put 15 minutes on the clock. I've got my phone right here, and I'm putting 15 minutes stopwatch timer, and we're going to hold to it today. So 15 minutes, and we are going to go. So I'm going to put on a little bit of music. Let's see. This has changed my life in the last 2 weeks since that makes me so happy. And one of the biggest parts of it is the bottom section. Your scorecard is pretty much what this is like. And it's, you get to dictate the things that you want to get done within the day. And then every night you get to go back and you get to see how you did. So yeah, I love that. Love that resin. Okay, I am going to put on a little bit of planning music. So let me get this up here. And let me just make sure that it's not going to be too loud. I want to come back in. So weird my OBS doesn't let me see anything. Is that an okay volume? You good? I'm hitting start here, so we are going. Put that there. Music is a success. Good volume. Okay, good. All right, grab your planners. Let's get your week planned out. I'll come back in and I'll share my game plan, then we can talk about it. Okay. Sorry about the volume issue in the beginning. My gosh. First thing, I grab my calendar. I just want to make sure that I don't have anything of what I need to figure out this week. So any birthdays, special occasions, date night, things like that, I put in my main calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and first go in and put these on my calendar, on my weekly planner right here. Okay, this is in my face. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I let figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, the sky is falling down. Oh, 949, thank you for joining the social club. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome. It scared me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I jumped. Welcome, 949 Designs. Note to move the alert up. Okay. I'll make that note, Rob. Move the. Okay. You guys doing good? All right. When you want to move something or change something, I use these as whiteout. It's just a big whiteout thingy. We have just a little over 5 minutes left. Ooh, I have to change something. All right. And sometimes I'm good with having these marks on my sheets. I'm okay with it. But sometimes this also bothers me. And when it does, and that's what I love about this being a notebook, is I can just rip it right off and I can just replan. Not a big deal. But today, right now, I'm using this and I'm okay with it. Okay. We got just a little over 1 minute. Thank you, 949 Designs, for your $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. That's sweet. Hi, Kathy. I see ya. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. Back into routine. Oh, I'm hiding it. Dang it. I needed it to be high. Thanks, 949. Okay, all right, I'm actually done. We have 16 seconds left. Good timing. So we'll cancel that. Okay. Let me let you guys wrap it up a little bit. All right. I am all planned up for the week. Now, here's something that I will say, because now that I'm kind of getting back into the groove of life again, I feel like I finally am going to be able to come up for air a little bit, which feels really good. I am definitely probably going to switch this up. And here's something that I want to say. If you're doing this and you've got your schedule all planned out and it looks great and it looks pretty and you know you have a really good grasp of what's going to happen this week, but every once in a while life is going to happen, and what you had started as your game plan is going to need to be tweaked up. It is going to need to be switched up completely sometimes. And last week, or this past week, I knew, hi B3, have such a good time at the coin show. I don't know if Rob is there. I told him to tell you hi, but thanks for your, thank you for your super chat. And I moved up they see we're learning, you guys. Thanks B3. Rob will be there very shortly. He had to come back home. Well, he turned around. He actually didn't have to come back home because I figured it out. But have fun at the coin show for sure. So there are times like this last week where I had to scrap almost everything on my schedule. And I knew that when I got into on Monday and I started working on the website stuff, and actually it was on Sunday when I started really investigating what I wanted. I was like, this is going to take more than just a couple of hours every day this week. And I knew that I needed to take some things off my schedule, which I ended up doing. So that's totally okay if that is your situation too, because when life comes at you, you're going to have to make accommodations for it if you want to continue on with whatever you have prioritized. And for me, getting the website up and running was my number one priority all week. Like, it wasn't shopping, cleaning, cooking, like only when I needed a break from the world of creating this website did I then allow myself to do other things. But sometimes you have to stay focused on what that priority is and nothing else can come in. Now, that being said, a lot of times when I feel overwhelmed, and I can get overwhelmed really easily, usually it's self-inflicted. There's so many things that I want to do and so many things that I see and I'm like, I want to know how to do that. I want to do that too. How did they do that? And that's when my squirrel brain comes in and I'm all over the place. But that adds anxiety onto myself. Definitely, granted, I do it to myself because the thing is, you can only do so much in a day, right? Like, you can only do so many things. Kathy, thank you for your super chat, your $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. So I think it might have been Monday when I had woken up and I was just stressed, like anxious. Am I going to be able to, and all those questions come in. Am I going to be able to build a website? Is it going to look the way that I want it to? Technologically, is this going to work? And I really started to kind of spiral because I also knew that I wanted to get house stuff done. I knew I wanted to have time to edit videos. So what I did was I sat down and I did a brain dump, a complete brain dump. Every single thing that I felt like I wanted to do, I just brain dumped it. And that included that priority project, the website. What are the things that I want to get done? All of it. And you take everything out of your brain and you put it into you put it onto a piece of paper. So take everything that you're thinking of, put it onto a piece of paper. And Gina had a really good idea, and I will do this. It's going to be thank you again, Kathy. It's going to be a blog on the website, and I'm hoping that I got to figure it out, but we can figure things out. How to put a link there so that you can download like a brainstorming list and just give you some ideas of kind of where to start and how to do it, because a brain dump can change your life completely. They change mine. They change the way I feel. They change my level of stress and anxiety, because when you take things out of your head and you put it onto a piece of paper, number one, you take it out of your head. You're not going to forget it, because if you're like me, you'll forget things all the time. And then you just keep adding things on, like, and I want to do this and I want to do that. And how do I do this? And how do I do that? So whenever I have an idea, I just have, it is a plain old, let me grab it, notebook. Just a plain notebook that looks like this. And in this, I have just brain dumps. This is what a normal brain dump session kind of looks like. This was Mondays, and this was just for the website. And a lot of times when I have helped other people do their own brain dumps, they see that list, right? They see this and they get extremely overwhelmed. But here's what is beautiful. And I want you to kind of get into that habit of looking at a list like that and not being overwhelmed. Number one, be grateful that you have the ability to actually do things on this list. Not all at one time, but at some point you can get to it. But learn to look at that and be like, I don't have to worry about that because we will get to it because it's on a list. That's why list building is so important, because you have so many things that you have to get done. You got all these things on your mind. When you write it on a piece of paper, you alleviate that stress of having to remember. And that just opens you up to kind of enjoy life without worrying about all the things that need to get done. Because when you write it on a list like this, and then you plan for blocks of time throughout your entire week to get these things done, then that helps with being frazzled and stressed and all the things. Hi, Antoine Line. Hi, Melissa. Multitasking today, but I appreciate you. Hi, Kristen. Ooh, woodworking while listening. Love that. All right. Good to see you guys. So a brain dump will absolutely help you in feeling not as stressed. So this week I have my morning happy hours. I'm going to get those done, and that's when I wake up. I make my go-go juice. I sit down and I read my vision. That's another thing that I have written just plain in my notebook. I have a tab here where I just can open it, and I've got my vision statement here, and I read that. Maybe next week we'll talk about vision, and I'll give you some tips about that. All of these things, my game plan, my goal is to have blog posts like detailing all of this stuff out for you guys so that I can say, did you see the blog? And I'll give you tips on how I do it, because I do think that my way works. I know that I have helped other people do it my way, and they feel a little bit less stressed too. So hopefully that's something that will help you if you're starting to feel like the walls are closing in and you're starting to have that anxious feeling. And here's what happens to me. Whenever I start to feel anxious or I feel like I have too much on my plate, it's when we can also kind of get resentful and annoyed with everything. And if you take a step back and really think about, what is important? What are my priorities? When you start to kind of think in terms of gratitude, what do I need to get done and what can I be thankful to get done? When you're there, your brain just kind of opens up a little bit. But when I do feel that stress and anxiety for me, then I don't want to do anything. And when I start to feel that, and I start to feel like I want to be lazy and I don't want to do anything that's on my list, even though it's really long, when I do the brain dump, I can then look at my list, see what my priorities are, see what's most important, and start to work there. Because that's what your biggest question always is, right? Is, where do I start? Like, I have so much to do. Where do I begin? Brain dump. Get everything that you want to do onto a list. Go back through your list and prioritize. What is most important? And one of the things, so for example, with the website, I was stressed out because this whole side of my brain dump was all, this whole one side was all what I wanted to get done for the website. And it was all the things that I was stressing about, like how do I do this and how do I do that? And do I have time to do this, and this? And when I wrote it all down, you can usually pretty quickly see what your priorities are, like what should get done first. Because for me, taking multiple images of my stickers, that was like not a priority. What was a priority was making sure that my shipping was correct, or that I had the quantities of my product input correctly. Like once you list everything out, like I needed to get the sticker stuff done, or I wanted to, but it wasn't a priority for launch day. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, brain dump is the best thing. Oh, good. You feel that in your soul? Yes. I love that. That makes me so happy. So, also, by the way, something that I had to also take off the list was I said last week that I would work on downloadables and that I would take the flower off and just keep this so that it is plain, so that if you don't like the hibiscus or whatever flower in the future or whatever I put here, that will have a plain version of this. It is something that I will work on, but that got taken off this. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm like, if you want this planner and you want to download it, it's going to have a hibiscus on it, and I hope you love it. But I will get that back on my list. I do have my monthly goal is to get downloadables on here. Another thing that is on my list of things that I wanted to get done for the website was to have a whole page for my downloadables. Right now, the downloadable printable planners are all on Etsy. I want to get those onto the website. You guys, I have no idea how to do that. I have no idea how to do that, but I'll figure it out. We figure things out. And when you have that I'll figure it out mindset, gosh, you could do anything and everything, right? And hopefully you'll have support. I have the best support here in, my husband, because Rob, most of you guys know, he very much has been a big part of getting everything up and running. And when things don't work, I can kind of come back and bounce ideas off of him, and I rely on him to help me do certain things. But at the same time, I can also fix things if I really want to. And I think you can too. Like, I want you to always leave here feeling empowered to get something done, because if you see something that somebody else is doing, guess what? That means you can do it too, because if somebody else can do something, if somebody else can find success in whatever you want to find success in, the very fact that they have found success proves that it can be done. And when you start to think in those terms of, well, if this person just has 24 hours in a day and they do this, and this, then obviously you can implement whatever strategies they're using, tools they're using to maybe be a little bit more productive, whatever that looks like for you. And for everybody, it's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different. All right, 5949 Designs, and thank you so much for your membership, and thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate that very much. Have a great rest of your weekend. Okay, so this is what we've got up here. I've prioritized my workout. So those of you who are in the bod squad, I'll see you on getting back into it this week. It's going to be painful. Not going to lie. It's going to probably be a little bit painful, but I'm ready for it. I am mentally prepared on Monday to cut out the junk food, all the sugars, so here's the other thing. I know some people are very much like they want to do a little bit at a time. I am let's just fell swoop, right? Just get in there, fall right into all the new things and don't do slowly at a time because I want to see results as quick as possible. So we are jumping in and it is ripping the Band-Aid right off, clean eating, all the water. So there are a few things every single day that I know I need to do. And my morning block is almost always the same. Well, clearly you can see it is pretty much always the same. And I get up and I have my morning happy hour. I get my workout done. I get ready and I go to the post office. That is my schedule every single morning. And I know that if I have appointments that I need to make, or a friend calls and says, do you want to go to breakfast? It's like, okay, yeah, but it's going to have to be after, 9 o'clock. That's usually my go-to, right? So when you have a routine, it absolutely makes it that much easier for you to plan and schedule. The other thing that I just want to point out when you are looking at your schedule in a blocks of time like this, and you can, because I know Resin said last week, you said that you are doing 30-minute increments, and that's why these are blank here. You can do 1 hour increments, which is how I generally work in these 1 hour increments because I'm flexible within 15, 30 minutes. I'll know when I look at my to-do list because what do? We plan and block out our time, but we're working from a list. So that is something to keep in mind that when you're writing these down, use whatever format works for you. And if you're new to planning like this, it might take you a few weeks to know, hourly timing works. 30-minute increments absolutely works. So you just have to figure out which time and which style works for you. But this process, this way to do things is streamlined, can be tweaked for anybody at any time, and it works for you if you look at your planner. You have to create that habit of looking at your planner, of looking at your to-do list. And most of the time when people say, I've tried to be a planner, it didn't work for me. Or I tried to make to-do lists and they just don't work for me because I remember to look at them. Well, again, it's a habit. It's one of those rituals that you have to just now ingrain into your life, right? You've got to get it in there, but it's repetition. And for me, I can't imagine what it would be like going through a day without a to-do list. Even on the days, for example, on Sundays, this is my white space. I like to say, what does your white space look like? And that was terminology that I kind of started using when I was color coding my planner. So, for example, I'm not going to do it on here, but I'll kind of show you so you have an idea, because I think, Gina, you asked last week if I ever used highlighters, and I absolutely did. I used these highlighters right here. And I had coordinated, for example, when I help Rob with the RFT live streams, I would color coordinate that. It would be green. So all of the things that I would do for Rob's business would be green. So this would be green, this would be green, and then post office would be green. My time, the happy hour, workout, get ready, that would be pink, right? And then blue would be my YouTube time. When am I filming? When am I editing? And those would be blocked out. And what I would always say was, look for white space, because when you have white space within your calendar, within your weekly planner, that means that you have time to recharge. Or if you've not allotted enough time for, let's say, your workout for that, it just happens to be what I looked at, workout. And if you actually need an hour and 15 minutes, then you will know that you've got white space coming up, so you can kind of adjust as you go. This is a game plan, right? The way the game plan plays out depends on life and depends on what's going on, all of the things like that. So this is how we start our week, so we can start the week clear-minded. We can start the week knowing what our intention for the week is, and then we tweak as we go. And then if you have to do like what I did last week and just scrap it all, you just rip it off and you just start all over again, right? So, and that's okay too. Like, I give you absolute permission to spend the 15 minutes it takes to do this, but then tweak it throughout the week and be okay with that. Same thing kind of with your game plan down here. Now, what I do is, this is my scorecard. So at the end of every night, again, habit, routine. Every night before I go to bed or before I close out this office, I come in and I write in here if I got what I wanted to get done. So I do check marks when I completed it. When I get my workout done, I do a check mark. And I don't know about you guys, but I flippin' love checking stuff off the list. I love crossing things off. If you are a highlighter person, I love highlighting things that are done. Like, I want credit for things that are done. So I had a bathroom that I needed to clean, and Rob had walked by and I had just finished, and I was like, I'm so mad because I didn't have bathroom cleaning on my to-do list and I didn't have anything to check off. So have you ever written something on your to-do list that's already done, but you just want to cross it off? That's me. I totally do that. So on my action list right here of all the things I want to do, these are the number of days I want to do it. So you keep it front and center in your mind. But I split my box. If I want to do AM, PM, that's how I do that there. I'm just explaining these in case you want to know what these mean. But my YouTube, a video or a short, it says V or SH, and that's what I write in the box, so I can quickly at a glance see what I have done for the week. And then these are just my 3 social media platforms on Instagram. Did I do a grid post or did I do a reel? Because the way I like to visualize things is I can see very quickly what I spent the most time on. So that's important to me too. All right. I had a really busy week. Didn't plan for it. Now I'm completely running behind. Go figure. Yeah, that happens. That happens for sure. But you get to replan and you get to reschedule things. But like I said, that's kind of how life works, is it's always going to throw you curveballs. But when you get your staple things onto a list, you know exactly what is coming up. And I think too, what's really good about when you look at your timing like this, and you can see where your appointments or whatever meetings, where they overlap. And where things overlap, like you need to pick up a kid from this practice and you got to get another kid to this practice, and you can see that there's going to be an overlap there. And you can tell kid number 1, I'm going to be 15 minutes late because I got to get your sister over here at this time. But don't worry, I will be there. This is what I'm doing. And those are the kind of things that you can kind of get in front of, so that number 1, you don't inconvenience other people and have to call your girlfriend last minute and say, hey, can you pick her up from dance? I'm all the way across town. Like, you could have asked for that help and not inconvenience somebody else like days before, so that they can plan accordingly. All right. Okay, that is an hour, you guys, and we started late. I feel good. Yep, Gina, that's how I do it too, for the most part. An hour increment for each task, and then if you get delayed, and sometimes you're like way ahead of schedule, right? Like way ahead of schedule. That's always nice. Always nice. It's like gaining white space. So good. It does. It goes by so fast. But today's a big day. I still have a couple of things for the website. First of all, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I will be back next Saturday. We will still continue to do all the things. I love this accountability for me too. Next week, I will show you where we're at with this right here. And we'll talk about staying on track, because I don't know. I mean, who knows what life's going to throw at me this upcoming week. But I'm very excited for the week ahead because I am so ready to get back into my schedule. Very much ready for it. Thank you, Gina. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So the website will launch. I'm going to go live. To be honest, I don't even know what it says right now. I think it just says Live Happy Label, like it's coming soon. I don't even know what it says when you log in, but it's livehappylabel.com. I'm going to click live right at 2:00. My fingers crossed, everybody pray, fingers crossed that when I click live, it just goes live and then we'll be off and running. That is the goal. If it isn't at like 2:02 Central Time, then you know that like shit happened. But we'll figure it out. We always figure it out. Might take some time, but that's okay. But the notepads are going to be available. Also, it is US shipping only. I'm not doing international. I can't even comprehend and wrap my brain around any of that just yet. So this first round, at least for now, is going to be domestic US shipping only. So yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. And so, yeah, I don't know, it's password protected or something. So anyways, that is, I'm very excited for it. There are going to be things that are not on there. I haven't been able to have time to write an about page. I was so exhausted this week, and I think I said in one of my stories, I was like, I'm not going to do an about me page because at this level of exhaustion, I don't even know who I am. So I think the about page, all of that is going to be stuff that's coming this week. Blog posts will be coming this week. I'm very excited about that. But it's all ready to go. So I hope you guys get to log in and hopefully get something, even if it's just a sticker. Just get a sticker because the stickers are really cool. So, all right, guys, thank you again so much for joining me. I will see you next week. All right, bye. And thank you, mods, again for all your help. I appreciate you. Okay, bye.